So I'm going to be completely honest. I think if Gavin McKenna goes first overall, he will become a bust. Now wait a minute, before you get mad, hear me out. Now the thing about Gavin McKenna is I will not take away that he is an incredible player. Gavin McKenna is unreal. No questions asked. Hands down, if Gavin McKenna is a good player, he is, obviously. He's fantastic. A 2-year-old could probably figure that out. But the thing about Gavin McKenna is that he will become a bust if he gets drafted first overall. Now, what I'm saying is that Gavin McKenna, I think, has the potential to be about a 50 to 60 point guy in the NHL, probably no more than that. Now, Gavin McKenna, he's kind of a jerk. Yes, he has undoubtedly incredible skill and talent, but the one thing that I think he lacks is a proper NHL attitude. So he plays like an NHL caliber player, but he's not an NHL caliber player because of his attitude, if you know what I mean. Let's look back to the last true first round bust that we can all remember is when the Edmonton Oilers drafted Nail Yakupov first overall, and I think it was 2012, I believe. Now, Nail Yakupov was an incredible talent going into his draft year. I mean, just look at him. He's ridiculous. He had an amazing shot, which was one of his skill points that a lot of people were looking towards. I think it was a shot. It was either a shot or steam, one of the two, maybe both. I think it was. I'll have to look back onto it. I'll probably edit something in to the video. But what really went wrong for Nail Yakupov was that he didn't have an NHL player's attitude. The NHL, professional hockey, is not like playing football or basketball or baseball, where you can have these guys with inflated egos and they can go in and just completely dominate. A lot of the guys in the NHL, you don't see a whole lot of ego. Like, the most ego you'll see is probably out of the Kachuk brothers, if you can even really call it that much of an ego compared to NBA, NFL players of that caliber. So, the thing is that title players and high ego players do not succeed in the NHL. Like, if a player thinks that they're too good for the NHL, then they're probably too bad for the NHL because of their attitude. You look at Shane Wright. Shane Wright was drafted 4th overall and said, "I will destroy the Montreal franchise for not drafting him 1st overall." Shane Wright has not played a full NHL season, to my knowledge, and has been primarily stuck in minors. To be honest, I haven't heard anything out of Shane Wright since 2024 or 2025 when Hershey won the Calder Cup against Coachella Valley. That was the last time I even saw a mention of Shane Wright. So I completely forgot about him already. He was just drafted, 4 years ago? So yeah, not a good look for Shane Wright at all in the slightest. But that's the thing about Gavin McKenna. Gavin McKenna, like Shane Wright, like Nail Yakupov, and even Alexander Day, has incredible talent that is far greater than any talent, barring Ivar Stenberg, who I'll get into in a little bit, in the entire draft category. By far. It's not even close. But the thing about Gavin McKenna is he's a lot like Shedeur Sanders. He doesn't have the right NHL attitude, and that's why he'll become a bust. Now, where would I draft Gavin McKenna? I wouldn't draft him 1st overall. Heck, I wouldn't even draft him top 5, because there is a lot of reward if Gavin McKenna is able to become the next NHL golden superstar, which I hope he does, because I don't want to wish anything bad on Gavin McKenna. I'm sure, I mean, he's just a kid. We're hoping for the best for him. We're hoping that he's able to produce in the NHL, but you can't exactly hope for a player to do well in the NHL because already, like, if you just go into the top 10, like, most of the players don't even make it to the NHL or become high-scoring, profitable players like they're marketed as in the draft. If you draft a guy whose potential is a top 6 forward, they're probably going to play in the minors for their entire career. I mean, it's just reality. It's the guys who really put the work in, put their nose to the grindstone. They don't have an attitude about it towards the game, thinking that they're too good, because no NHL player is too good for the NHL. Not even Connor McDavid, not even Connor Bedard. If they started, I mean, like, not even, like, those two that I just mentioned, McDavid and Bedard, they don't even have the attitude that they're too good for the NHL, and that's why they're good players. They're incredibly skilled players, and they know it, but they're not saying, oh, I'm too good for the NHL. Like, yeah, and most of the players who do say that they're too good for the NHL, like I said earlier, they're just going to become busts. So, since there is a lot of risk with Gavin McKenna, I would be very skeptical to pick him in the top 5. In fact, I probably wouldn't even pick him in the top 5. Yes, he's a top 2 player in the draft by far, but I wouldn't draft him in the top 5 just based on his attitude alone. He's already been through a lot of scandals already, a lot of accusations thrown out already, and that's not really a good look. If repeatedly a guy who's going to go into the NHL has a track record of attitude, that's not a guy I want on my team. And that is a guy who will not produce or live up to his potential in the NHL. And we've seen it before. So many high-value draft busts. They don't pan out, not because of a lack of skill, but because of a lack of an NHL attitude. Now, for Gavin McKenna, I think I'd probably draft him within like the 10 to 15 range or even 15 to 20. Because the risk is too high. If you strike gold, fantastic. You strike gold. But there is a very, 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 very low chance that any NHL team strikes gold when drafting Gavin McKenna. But that brings me to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs really are, I would say the Toronto Maple Leafs are a good team where Gavin McKenna fits into, because the thing about the Toronto Maple Leafs is that they're a team full of attitude. And that's probably somewhere where Gavin McKenna would thrive. But the thing about it is that Toronto is not primed for a championship. If Toronto drafts McKenna, they're not going to win a championship. Just going to say that. Because the culture around Toronto, it's not a winning culture. You get what I mean? Because all their players are really good. They've proven themselves. Austin Matthews has proven himself. John Tavares, William Nylander, all those guys have proven that they are elite players. But they don't perform in the playoffs. And that's mostly an attitude issue, not a skill issue. And that's why Gavin McKenna is not fit as a playoff player, and he's probably not fit yet to be an NHL player. Now, is there room to grow? Yes. Gavin McKenna is still young, and he's not even 20 yet. He can't even order an ounce of alcohol yet. So he's still got time to develop, but it's how he approaches it with his attitude and how he approaches the NHL is really going to determine his future. Now, I'm hoping everything pans out for him, obviously, but just something to keep